What? Oh, the ice cream?
So long.
It's yours too.
All the fun stuff we picked up. 12 rolls of paper towels, some hangers, ice cream, his and hers. Britt likes this French silk one. I'm not a huge fan of it. What is it actually? Chocolate mocha mousse light ice cream with chocolatey swirls swirled with vanilla mousse light ice cream. Okay. Mint cookie crunch. Slow churned, half the fat. Absolutely love this. We got some non-fat plain Greek yogurt, some fruit punch mix, raspberry lemonade, PB2 or powdered peanut butter. I really like the regular kind, but this was all they had. Some sugar-free syrup and some rice cakes. So that's that, and I gotta go hop on a podcast with my buddy Jeff and his girlfriend Robin. So we gotta go do that right now. All right, the mic set up. What up, what up, what up, what up? Yo. So, Matty, before we get into this, why don't you just go ahead and tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and your training background and maybe some goals that you have for yourself. People tend to see things as black and white, and they have this one-track mind where what they know or what they believe is right, and they're not really open to other ideas and thoughts. If you keep your mind open to learning new things, I mean, it makes a world of a difference, not only for your own benefit, but when you start working with other people. I think that went really, really well, man. That's typically how I like to make my oats in the morning. I do that a couple of times, putting more water, putting it in the microwave, taking it out of the microwave, stir it up, put it back in, and this way you get more volume out of your oats and you also get a good consistency. And then at the end, I make sure it's a little bit liquidy. I actually like my oatmeal thicker, but if you make it too thick, then the protein powder doesn't stir in too well. So I've got the protein powder, I threw that chocolate PB2 in, so powdered peanut butter, and it's got a really good flavor. So chocolate peanut butter protein, chocolate peanut butter PB2, and yeah, it's good. So this will be my pre-workout meal. I got the computer right here, doing a little bit of work, and probably gonna take a little break, catch up on a couple of YouTube videos, and then we'll catch up with you guys as soon as I'm done. 63 days, and that's it. 63 days till we get married, really excited for it. Looking for wedding bands. We also have, I called the tuxedo place, so we can get some tuxes made. That's like the majority of the stuff. They're pretty good so far.
We ordered favors yesterday. We have to still do invitations for our rehearsal dinner. We have to set up.
I wish we booked the rehearsal dinner.
Yeah, we just need. It's all like the little things now, you know, but they all add up.
It's fun though. So anyone out there who might be thinking about getting engaged or who is engaged and hasn't planned the wedding yet, it's
Take
fun.
Your time.
I will tell you, we didn't think it would be because we get along extremely well. It is very stressful.
Yeah.
Just time constraints, money, everything, but you have to just take your time, like she said, and enjoy the process. We're having a good time with it.
And honestly, when it starts to get stressful, you need to just like take a few minutes, step back, and then come back to it later.
It's like anything in life.
Go to the gym, whatever, go for a walk, have something to eat, and then come back to it when you're like fresh, you know?
Fresh.
That's my advice.
So I hope you all enjoyed that little cinematic intro, but we are going to jump into the workout now. We had a pull day, some back and biceps, a little bit of rear delts, and I'll take you through exactly what we did, starting off with some lat pull down. And I really like to start with a vertical movement, specifically the lat pull down, just because I feel like it gets me a really good stretch and gets me ready to start pulling, gets the lats engaged, gets the biceps engaged. And I actually did something that I saw on Bradley Martin's channel not too long ago, where he was doing some behind the neck lat pull downs with some regular lat pull down. So what I did was 3 reps to the front, 3 reps to the back. I'm not saying that you have to do this. I'm not advising that you do this, but it was something that I wanted to give a shot, and it felt really good. It actually pulls the lats in a different plane of motion than it normally would as if you were to do a regular lat pull down. So something I experimented with, and I happen to like it. After the lat pull down, we moved into a dumbbell row. Now, Brittany likes to do these standing with 2 arms. I prefer to do them with 1 arm. It's just something that's more comfortable for me, and you could see me bringing my arm forward. So a lot of times when you see a 1-arm dumbbell row, you see the knee placed on top of a bench and a little bit more strict form, I guess you could say. My form looks a little loose, but the reason I'm doing this is because when I bring my arm forward, I'm getting a complete stretch in my lat. So you want to fully lengthen the muscle and also completely shorten it. So that's what I was focusing on, bringing my arm forward. So yes, it gives me a little bit of momentum, but it also intensifies the stretch in my lats. So I bring it forward and then I think about pulling through my elbow and bringing that dumbbell to my hip. So next up, we did some rope face pulls to hit rear delts, and this was actually a 3rd exercise where normally we would do it at the end of a workout. But one thing that I'm noticing, and it's quite obvious, is that during the end of a training session, you're obviously fatigued from all the exercises you did prior. And one thing that I noticed, at least for myself, is that when I'm fatigued and towards the end of a training session, it makes it a lot more difficult to contract the muscle that I'm trying to work. So even something like a bicep curl, by the end of the workout, my biceps are fatigued from doing some back exercises, and it makes it more difficult to get a full contraction. Now, I'm not saying it's not effective, but in my own opinion, if you're trying to bring up a certain muscle group, hit it earlier on in the workout. So rear delts are definitely something that I'm working on. And a few tips to keep in mind when doing a face pull with the rope is don't just pull straight back. Think about pulling that rope apart when you reach your head. Because I see a lot of people do the rope face pull and they're saying they're not feeling it in their rear delts. They're feeling it in their upper back and their traps. And that just really has to do with the line of pull. And again, making sure that you're pulling that rope apart and not just back. So if you do have a training partner, get them to put their hand or their finger on your rear delt so you know where to pull from, because kinesthetic awareness or having someone tap on a certain muscle to turn that muscle on can make a huge difference in your training. So moving on, we hit some standing cable rows. Now this is very similar to the seated cable row, except we're standing. And what I really like about this is, one, you can manipulate the angle at which you're pulling. So you could put the pulley high, you could put it low, and you can hit different areas of your back. Another thing is your feet are not on a platform. So when your feet are pushed up against that platform on a traditional seated cable row, it makes it a lot easier to cheat and use more weight than you can actually handle and control. So this will keep you honest, and it will force you to control the weight with better form. So I actually do still like the seated cable row. I think it's a great way to overload the muscles. I have nothing against doing some cheat reps, so allowing yourself a little bit of momentum. But if you're trying to be a bit more strict, go ahead and give the standing cable row a try and switch up the handles. You could do a rope and focus on pulling it apart. When you bring it in, you could do 1 arm at a time. There are endless possibilities. Just make sure to experiment with different things and see what you personally like the best. All right, it's bicep time. So we're doing some standing bicep cable curls using the straight bar. A couple of things I really like about the cables. One, it makes it very easy to do drop sets. So instead of grabbing every single dumbbell on the rack, all you have to do is reach for the pin, lower the weight, and go ahead and keep going. So that's one benefit to it. Another thing is there is constant tension on your muscle throughout the entire range of motion. So even when you're at the top of the movement, whereas if you were using a barbell curl, it's kind of like resting, on a cable, there is still tension being pulled away from you. So there is constant tension throughout the whole range of motion, which is what I really like. You have the ability to use different handles. So if you want to do 1 arm, you could do that. If you want to use a rope and do them hammer style, you could do that. Just make sure you're keeping those elbows pinned to your sides. And what I chose to do is actually do a superset with some chin-ups followed by some standing bicep cable curls. So mixing things up a little bit. I did lat pull down earlier in the workout with a pronated grip. So I wanted to do something with a supinated grip towards the end of the workout, and that's why I chose to do the chin-ups.
Well, I went to the Nationals in 2013, so
And finishing off the workout, we did some seated alternating dumbbell curls. Chose to do them seated again just to keep the form a bit more strict. Now, I am actually a fan of cheat curls. I'm a fan of some controlled cheating in many different movements. As long as you're doing it safely and still hitting the muscle you're intending to work, it's completely fine. But I also believe there should be some times and some days where you really focus on your form, keeping things clean, keeping things slow and controlled. But that's it. That was the workout for today. Thank you guys as always for watching. We appreciate it. And stay tuned for the rest of the video. Enjoy, guys. How'd it go?
It went.
Nice.
Spent. Didn't people used to say that?
Spent. Any mail? Anything good? Bills? Alright, so we decided to take a walk over to the pool, go for a little swim. So this is pretty cool. I know I never showed you guys this yet, but this is where the pool is. There is actually a really nice 18-hole golf course, which I've actually never golfed before. I've only been to the driving range and all that, but it's really nice, so I might have to do that someday. What do you think? You want to go golfing? Or you could just drive the cart, and I'll go ahead and make myself look stupid. And then this is the clubhouse, which I'll take you guys in there one day. It's kind of cool. Right there is the little gym, very, very small, but has a couple of dumbbells, a little cable stack. And then on the other side of that is a small little basketball court. Upstairs is kind of like a community room with a kitchen and stuff, so not bad, pretty cool. How's the water, you mermaid? Is it nice? Warm? Such a good swimmer. Yeah, I'll be in. Coming in. Right now. Alright, so we just finished up at the pool. Had a really good time. You have fun?
Yeah.
It was nice. Actually did a couple of laps for some cardio. Fun fact, I don't think I ever mentioned this on the channel. When I was away at school up at Cortland, I was going to school for phys ed, and we had a lot of required courses that had to do with activity type things. I had to take rhythm and dance. I had to take, actually that was a very fun class. I had to take gymnastics, really cool as well. And I also had to take aquatics, so we had to swim. I wasn't the best at gymnastics, but I really wasn't bad. Had to do some balance routines, had to do the parallel bars, uneven bars, the rings, some floor work. I had to do a routine, which I actually filmed. Maybe I'll show that to you guys one day. But I'm always down to try something new. I don't get embarrassed very easily, so I'll dance right here in the middle of the street. Will that embarrass you? No. You don't care. I don't care, you don't care, we don't care. Alright, well, back home, hop in the shower, and then eat some food. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a reminder to anyone who's interested in becoming a personal trainer, the NASM, National Academy of Sports Medicine, is offering a free 2-week trial to anyone who wants to test it out. So I'll have the link put in the description box below. It's www.myusatrainer.com/Matty, and you could start your free 14-day trial. So thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll talk to you all in the next video.